Membership means more with American Express Business Gold. Earn 4 times membership rewards points in your top 2 eligible spending categories every month, including eligible U.S. advertising purchases and select media, and U.S. purchases at restaurants, including takeout and delivery. What are you waiting for? Get the card that flexes with your spending every month. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
Expedia and Visit Scotland invite you to come experience the beauty that awaits in Scotland. The sweep of wild coastlines, quiet lochs, and untamed landscapes. Fresh cuisine that feels rooted in the land. Come experience the kind of stillness that stays with you long after you leave. Plan your Scottish escape today at expedia.com/Visit Scotland.
Does frozen food, does that reduce the nutrients in the food?
Well, it's interesting, and particularly when talking about fruits and vegetables, you actually often are having higher nutrition. It's not a rule, certainly across the board, but most frozen foods are going to be packaged when they're at a peak of ripeness, right? Rather than often being picked underripe and then being transported to market, you're able to kind of capture. So oftentimes you actually are going to have more nutrition in the food and oftentimes better flavor in the food as well. I think, which is really great, because to your first question, when we do talk about value, it's not just about the price tag. The affordability, of course, is really important to everyone. But taste and convenience and the practical benefits are really what can make a food feel worth it. When we talk about value, that quality, right? That increased nutrition, increased flavor, ease of preparation, portion control, and reducing waste, like I mentioned before, are all really important factors in value, not just the lowest cost.
Hey everyone, this is Jonathan Marks from Go to Health. I hope you're having a great day. So let's talk about the food you're putting on your table and what it takes to prepare those meals. For generations, dinner followed a familiar rhythm around a shared table and set time. But today, busy schedules and shifting routines means Americans are eating more flexibly, with meals happening at different times throughout the day. That shift is increasing demand for foods that offer convenience and variety. New research from the National Frozen and Refrigerated Foods Association looks at how frozen foods fit into more flexible eating habits, including the growing role of innovation and global flavors in everyday meal planning. More than 3 in 4 shoppers say frozen foods give them more meal planning options, helping them adapt to busy days and changing schedules. Our guest today is chef and culinary expert James Briscione, who discusses how changing eating and spending habits are reshaping mealtime. He explores how innovation across the frozen food aisle, including global flavors and flexible formats, is resonating with different generations and fitting into modern meal planning. Before we get to James, I encourage you to visit our website at gotohealthmedia.com, where you can learn more. And if you're listening to us on YouTube, Apple, or Spotify, please give us a thumbs up or a 5-star review. That helps get the word out to more people. Thanks in advance. So welcome to the show, Chef James Briscione. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks so much for having me, Jonathan.
So tell us, Chef, families are so busy today. We have 2-income households. We've got kids. People are busy all day long and the weekends. How are changing schedules and food budgets influencing the way people plan meals across the day?
Yeah, I think that's certainly something I experience. I think it's something a lot of people see and feel. Meals have become a lot less structured. Maybe they were when we grew up, when the whole family sat down around the dinner table every single night. I mean, we still strive to do that in my house, but it doesn't always happen between practices and games and just work for both my wife and I. So that's why here for March, for Frozen Food Month, we want to really talk about how frozen food can support eating across the entire day and week, from breakfast and snacks, lunch and dinner, staples like frozen fruits, vegetables, proteins, ready-to-eat options. They really let you build meals or snacks as needed. Some recent research has shown that more than 3 in 4 adults feel like they have more options available to them, and 83% say that the frozen foods make meal planning actually easier because of that flexibility.
So tell us, what changes based on that are you seeing in the grocery aisle that reflect how people are eating today?
Yeah, well, I think that there's really so much. And I think flexibility is really one of those key words because people want that ability to shift how they eat and how they plan their meals. Lots of people are really interested in trying new recipes, exploring new flavors or global cuisines. So again, that's where frozen food becomes a great fit. It allows you to explore a new flavor or a new cuisine without having to go out with a long shopping list of specialty ingredients that you might only use once. So you can have that, you can discover new foods and exciting new tastes without having to worry about food waste, which I think is really important. Or you end up with that spice drawer that's just stacked full of stuff that you never use anymore. The convenience that frozen food offers in that discovery is really great.
So how does frozen food deliver value beyond just price? And does frozen food, does that reduce the nutrients in the food?
Well, it's interesting, and particularly when talking about fruits and vegetables, you actually often are having higher nutrition. It's not a rule, it's certainly across the board, but most frozen foods are going to be packaged when they're at a peak of ripeness, right? Rather than often being picked underripe and then being transported to market, you're able to kind of capture. So oftentimes you actually are going to have more nutrition in the food and oftentimes better flavor in the food as well. I think, which is really great because to your first question, when we do talk about value, it's not just about the price tag. Affordability, of course, is really important to everyone. But taste and convenience and the practical benefits are really what can make a food feel worth it. When we talk about value, that quality, right? That increased nutrition, increased flavor, ease of preparation, portion control, and reducing waste, like I mentioned before, are all really important factors in value, not just the lowest cost.
Hey all, Jonathan from Go To Health. Let me ask, how do you sustain your energy throughout the day? I try to do it with the morning cup of coffee and then one in the afternoon as a pick-me-up, and of course my daily vitamins. But what if I told you I was trying something new that's working for me just great? It provides me with sustained energy and focus, with caffeine for alertness but balanced by amino acids and taurine to prevent jitters or crashes. It also has a blend of B vitamins, L-carnitine, and choline to power my energy and mental clarity even if I didn't get the best night's sleep. It's also packed with vitamins A, C, and E to support my immune health, even with my days of packed schedules. And it's sugar-free and what I'll call flavor-forward. I alternate between 3 delicious flavors: mandarin orange, mango strawberry, and fruit punch. Just 1 small scoop of mix in 8 ounces of water and I'm done. Boom, off to the races. This formula boasts 32 years of brand expertise and thousands of 5-star reviews from millions of users. And it's a woman-owned company. What's this product I'm yakking about? It's called Spark Energy Plus Focus from Advocare. Spark Energy Plus Focus. For Go to Health listeners, I've scored 30% off and free shipping. Go to drinkspark.com and use code GoToHealth at checkout. That's code GoToHealth at drinkspark.com. Let's tackle the day together with Spark Energy Plus Focus. I'm really glad you brought up the nutritional value of frozen foods. I didn't know about that. I always thought about fresh fruits and vegetables as the best way to buy, but you're really telling me that frozen foods are really picked and packaged and frozen at their highest nutritional value.
Yeah, absolutely. At their peak, right? You also have kind of that extended time for use, right? We keep good fresh food around the house. But I mean, for me, I love after a workout to do a smoothie, and you get some of those frozen fruit mixes that you can just scoop out a little bit at a time. So I'm not worried about berries going bad in the fridge. I mean, I think it's really great, the convenience and the flexibility that they offer.
So you have a big array of foods in front of you. Tell us a little bit about some of those foods and how we can use them.
Well, that's again, I mean, and I think a lot of people know, you're going to find everything on the frozen food aisle, from prepared foods to those fresh fruits and vegetables and everything. I mean, I love a great dumpling. So do the kids, but there's no way I'm going to spend my afternoon folding fresh dumplings for them. So that is certainly one of the staples in our house. breakfast sandwiches, where it's always a fight in the morning trying to get some good protein into the kids, kind of keep them sustained for the first part of that school day. And my teenage daughter, who takes way too long to get ready for school every day, is often grabbing that breakfast sandwich on her way out the door to eat in the car as we get her to school. And then once a week, randomly, all the boys in the neighborhood are showing up to come hang out with our 10-year-old. And we always want to have some good fun snacks around for them. I remember growing up being at one house in the neighborhood, there was always a bunch of good food,
Yes.
whether it was in the freezer or around, and that was the place to go. So we love to be that household for our son and his friends.
Good for you. So how are different generations using frozen foods in ways that reflect how we eat today?
Yeah, well, I think that's really interesting. And I'm sure everyone sees it. When you go down that frozen food aisle in the grocery store, you see a wide mix of people shopping there and finding their favorites. One of the things I love as a chef and creator is the amount of innovation that you can find on the frozen food aisle. The hottest trends, the newest global flavors are quickly showing up in the frozen food aisle. And so Gen Zs and millennials who are discovering exciting new flavors and foods on Instagram or TikTok, they're going to find them in the frozen food aisle. And that's really what's bringing them there. And then older generations, a lot of them will love to discover the new foods as well. There's a lot more reliability, consistency, and practicality, right? It lets them kind of manage their budgets and their schedules and reduce waste so they know they've got reliable, amazing food ready to go.
Are your ad campaigns lighting up the dashboard, but not the pipeline? That's bull spend, and marketers are calling it out in Dashboard Confessions.
My boss asked for results, so I opened my dashboard for the only positive-sounding metric I had: impressions.
Cut the bull spend. See revenue, not just reach. LinkedIn delivers the highest return on ad spend of major ad networks. Advertise on LinkedIn. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a $250 credit. Go to linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Good. So if you want to learn more about all this, you can go to easyhomemeals.com. That's easyhomemeals.com. You can expect more than just recipes. I visited the website. They offer food safety guidelines, cooking tips, giveaways, and more. Again, that's easyhomemeals.com. So, James, you have a cookbook that you published with your wife, Brooke Parkhurst. It's called The Flavor Matrix. Tell us about the cookbook.
Yeah, so the Flavor Matrix, and actually we're just putting the finishing touches on the second edition of the Flavor Matrix, which will be out next year. So that's very exciting. The Flavor Matrix is all about the science of flavor. So we take all of the most common ingredients, break them down around 60 different ingredient categories, and then have done the analysis. So getting down to the chemical compounds responsible for flavor in each ingredient. We then take a look at that and really explain why these foods taste great together. So it's a great inspiration and reference book, and there's a lot of fun recipes in it as well.
Good. I love to cook. I'm going to check that out. And we will put on our website, on our webpage, we'll put a link to your book there so people can learn more. And then we'll also put a link to easyhomemeals.com so people can go there and learn more again about food safety guidelines, cooking tips, giveaways, and more. Are there any questions I haven't asked, James, that I should have, or is there a big message you'd like to leave with people today?
No, thank you. I think it's been great. Like you said, easyhomemeals.com. March is Frozen Food Month. So there's going to be lots of great promotions, encouraging people to get out there and find their favorite frozen foods. And again, if you go to easyhomemeals.com, we've got $10,000 in prizes to give away in the month of March for National Frozen Food Month.
That's incredible. That's amazing. Good. I'm glad you told us about that. We've been talking with James Briscione. He's a chef, author, and Food Network personality, a 4-time Food Network champion. He has multiple wins on Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and regularly appears on television as host, judge, and culinary expert. And as I mentioned before, he's also the co-author of 4 cookbooks with his wife, Brooke Parkhurst, including the best-selling The Flavor Matrix, a groundbreaking guide to creating bold flavor with everyday ingredients. Thanks so much for being with us today, James. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you. Yeah, this has been great. I certainly enjoyed it.
Good. So you can visit our website at gotohealthmedia.com. You can also listen to us on YouTube, Apple, or Spotify. And if you do, please give us a thumbs up or a 5-star review. That helps get the word out to more people. This has been Jonathan Marks with Go to Health. And as we say at the end of every show, go to health. God bless. We'll see you again next time. Thanks, James.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in today to Go to Health. You are one of almost 10,000 people per day who enjoy the evidence-based health information offered by our guest health experts. You can watch us on our website and YouTube and listen to us on 8 podcast networks. Be sure to join Jonathan Marks in our upcoming shows each week. If you like our show, please share this episode with your friends and colleagues. You can subscribe to the show, join our email list, send us feedback, browse through the online store, and view our library of over 150 shows at gotohealthmedia.com. See you next time, and remember to elevate your life with Go to Health.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities, so do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.